Most people are trying to break into a SOC analyst role are doing the right things, but they're still getting rejected. The reason isn't competition, it's that you're probably studying for the wrong things. Let me help you out. In this video, we're going to show you what real SOC teams are looking for entry level analysts. So let's get started. First thing, what is a SOC analyst? These are your frontline folks in the cybersecurity space who are looking at alerts and saying, is this really bad stuff or is this just benign? We shouldn't care about it. Let's move on to something else. And this is an entry level role. It's the most basic fundamental role of the cybersecurity space. But the big question is this still relevant in 2026? And the answer is absolutely. This is very relevant. Attacks are getting bigger, more impactful. We're starting to see more compliance, more regulations growing. Yes, even in the world of AI and LLMs, it is very, very much important and needed out there. So the question is, what skills are actually important to folks who are trying to break in? Well, the answer is a handful of things. First off, Windows. Windows makes up the largest portion of the ecosystems in most organizations. And that is the reason why it's probably one of, if you had to pick any operating systems, this is the one to focus on and understand how it works at a fundamental level. I'm not talking about how to open files, but what does it look like to an analyst? What does it look like to a security professional? Processes, authentication, all these things. What does it look like to analysts? That's what you need to know. Other things to know are also network. Networking is involved in everything, right? Let's be real. Everything's connected. We're on the internet. Networking is there. If you don't understand it, you don't know how to tell the story. The other types of knowledge, we have tooling, right? SIMs. If you haven't touched a SIM, you need to. This is your major tool that you're going to be using as an analyst, but there's lots of other tools in there as well. So get that experience. There's also logs, right? We have to know how to read a log and tell a story from the logs. And there's multiple types. There's types for pretty much every tool out there. Every operating system has logs, and even cloud environments have very specific logs. So you need to be able to learn those and tell a story by looking at them. So a little bit of interpretation there. Those are your hard skill, technical skills. How about the soft skills? Oh, really, they're community focused. Are you sharing the knowledge? Are you part of any communities? Are you excited about doing cybersecurity? Are you in the labs? Are you trying to get that experience and knowledge that you need to be successful? These are all the things that the recruiters are actually looking for in good candidates, and same with hiring managers like myself. All right. One of the most important things folks ask, right? Do I need 10 certifications? No, really, you only need 2. For the most part, right? And those 2 are, we need a theoretical certification and we need a hands-on certification. So the theoretical one's going to teach you all those fundamental pieces of information that you need to know. How does security actually work in an environment? How are the different teams connected? What do people care about? What is malware? What are different regulations? All those things. How does networking work at a fundamental level? These are all things you're going to learn in a basic theoretical certification, and there are only really 2 that I would recommend you spend time on. First is the Security Plus. This is it is by a long shot the most sought after certification by organizations. So if you do a survey of all the job listings out there, you're going to see Security Plus show up the most for these entry level roles. So in most cases, this is the right answer. However, if you're looking to get a government focused job, so something, working for, you name an agency as a contractor, as a civilian, you want to get the CYSA plus because it checks off a lot more things for you. So it's just the most efficient pathway there. You can't go wrong with either one. Now, next part is a hands-on certification. So this is the technical certification showing that, hey, you've gotten a lot of the skills that you're going to need once you get your butt in the seat at the job. The big one out there, there's really 3 people are looking at, but the one that is seen on the most job listings is going to be Blue Team Level 1, so BTL 1. But Hack the Box and Try Hack Me both have one. And from my understanding, they're all pretty darn solid. They're getting you that hands-on time in the tools that you're going to be using. You're going to be learning all those in-depth skills with Windows, Linux, all those things that you actually need to know to make good decisions on the job. So those are the certifications. So you don't have to worry about all those other crazy ones out there. Just focus on those. You're going to be okay. Now, for those looking who came to this video for a roadmap, let's actually get into the roadmap. What are we saying to do? How long is it going to take me to get into cybersecurity? This is it. So 1 to 3 months, you're going to be working on a theoretical cert. The goal isn't to get done with it as fast as possible. The goal is to learn as much as you can in the time frame, in a shorter time frame, right? We don't want to just rush through it and forget everything. It is very important for your job that you know these things. So study it, do it probably 1 to 3 months, maybe a little bit more for others. Don't stress out if you take a little bit longer. As long as you're learning, you're good. Next, you need to do a hands-on certification. This again is going to take probably 3 months, maybe a little bit more for doing the BTL1 or any of those certification. So now we're at about 6 months-ish of time frame. After that, what do? Well, you start digging into those more specialized areas to shore up your capabilities. It's never going to hurt you to gain more information. It actually makes you a more competitive candidate more than anything, right? So start looking in areas that pique your interest while you were doing all the other things. Did you like malware analysis? Did you like the offensive side? So pen testing? Did you like hunting, forensics? You name it. These are all technical skills that are going to help you be a better analyst. And whenever you're looking for that next role, they're definitely going to come in handy. Those can be knocked out probably 1 to 2 months each, and these are just free, right? You're just going down the pathways and try hack me or hack the box. So probably a month, 2 months each. Say you took your journey into a year snapshot, you should have 2 certifications and have completed a handful of pathways in these different programs. You're looking really good. While you're working, you're in that last phase of your program. So kind of step 3 of our roadmap, you should also be starting to shore up your resume, shoring up your LinkedIn profile, which is looked at as just a more thorough resume. Everyone's going to look at it. So make sure it looks good. And you're going to start getting involved in the community, starting to meet people, starting to ask questions, and just share that you're looking for SOC analyst role. These are going to help you open up opportunities. And you're also going to start looking for those roles online. And what you're looking for are very low amounts of experience. So 1 to 3 experience, you could probably still apply. And in some cases, still recruiters still might reach out. And then there's also a handful of 0 experience required job listings out there as well. So good luck with those. Dig into them. They're out there. Just got to keep looking. That's why we start looking while we're working on building out the rest of our skill sets, because it will take time. All right. In conclusion, that's it for the video. Stick with me here. People aren't hiring for certifications. They're hiring for that knowledge acquisition. So let's take our time, make sure we actually know what we're talking about. It's going to serve you well in the interviews and on the job, most importantly. Right? In 2026, that's the job, taking it one alert at a time, making one decision at a time, one write up at a time. So get the reps in, get the practice in. Now, what better way to do that? Every Thursday, I'm on a stream where I'm doing live hands-on stuff. We're covering whatever, right? You can make suggestions as a viewer. Hey, Mike, I want to learn more about this thing. Hop in there. Let me know what you want to do. We can help you build out a lab. We can do purple teaming. We can do log analysis. We can do forensics. We've actually covered most of that before. So hop in there, learn some things out there. If you want to start getting involved in a community, we have a new community called Cyberpath, where you can get in there and start meeting others in a similar position. And we have 2, actually. One free community where for those who aren't sure if this is for them, they can start getting a feel for it and figuring out if this is where they want to go. For those who are ready to take that next step, ready to get job ready, the paid community is for you, and that is exactly what we're doing. So check those out. With that, we'll see you around in the next video.